Let's look at this controversy surrounding Nigerians must go. Eze Ndigbo in Ghana must go. Of course, going on in Ghana. But surprisingly, Ghanaians themselves are now coming out to state the obvious fact that if the Eze Ndigbo of Ghana go, Ghana economy will collapse. I will allow you to watch the video shortly because it goes to show that ordinary Ghanaians who were on the street, or rather who are on the street, they don't even know what is happening. Because from what the guy explained, it goes to show that Eze Ndigbo in Ghana have invested heavily in Ghana to the extent that he's like a life wire of Ghanaian economy. And from his explanation, his investment is the life wire of Ghana economy. And he's appropriately and directly dealing with government of Ghana in so many areas of human endeavor. Just watch his video first. We'll come back to further this conversation.
I made a video concerning the Igbo king. Now, I spoke on a couple of reasons why it's going to be very hard for this country to get rid of him. People didn't understand, but today I'm coming out with different facts to make you understand, say, it's going to be very hard to get rid of him. He is the CEO of Chibet Group of Companies. Chibet Group of Companies. CEO NSI Igbo king now. That's Igbo king. He is the CEO of Chibet Group of Companies. I'm going to list all the companies under Chibet Group of Companies. Now, how he has actually contributed to this economy, the number of people he has employed, the number of companies he supplied to, the number of institutions that depends on him to work, to run smoothly. Number one, Chibet Limited. That's general trading. They do goods, import and export, or distribution of goods and various supply domestic, stuff. What's I say? In domestic markets and neighboring countries. Okay. Now we come to Chibet Transport Limited. Freight. Shipping, luggage transport, right? Imports and exports of essential goods. Why do you say, they are just here and they are doing nothing? I'm sorry, they are doing something. Let's go to the next one. Chibet Mother Care Limited. Okay, baby and mama products. Diapers, wipes, shampoo, lotions. They supply to Ghana Health Service. They supply to Ghana Health Service, Ministry of Health, and other companies. Currently, Brandy and Chestnut. They do those supplies for Ghana. Ghana depends on them to run smoothly. Listen to me very well. I'm trying to make you understand. Senior, it's a different thing altogether. Chibet Farms, they operate in farming and agro production. They supply crops, livestock for food and commercial uses in Ghana. Ghana. Chibet Aluminium, manufacture roofing, frames, and construction supplies. Ghana how? You see, sometimes it's not just about Kasano Keke. No, you should also look beyond Kasano to see what exactly this person provides. And that's why he has shielded himself very well with the connections he has and all that. Things are going on the way they want it to go on. And then there's all the when a problem comes, the put blames on people. Let's continue. West Coast Entertainment. Events planning, production. And then you also catch Chibet Group of Companies. Spark West Telecommunication Infrastructures. They work with MTN, Telecel, Tigo. You don't know. You have no idea. You're just going about it and making noise. That's what's going on right now. So aside all of the things that we have said and all the fear that we have gathered into our thoughts now, the real thing is going in beyond that, behind that. How do you think it's going to be possible for him to be able to get to the president and take pictures with them big dignitaries? You think they are not making any impact in Ghana? He has employed lots of people. Chibet Oil and Gas, West Africa, Energy. They do oil and gas. Supply oil and gas. Ghana, petroleum, and different places. They are like Shell. They are like Total. They are like those people, those companies. Chibet Marine Services Limited. Coastal Transport. Right? That is also based in Nigeria. NOD or Nigeria. Ivory Vision College. Run education service in Ghana and outside Ghana. Into with all of these things, it should make you understand, say, getting that particular man to leave the country, say, it's very tough because he's well shielded. He has shields around him. He has shielded himself with dignitaries, big people. If it is easy, have you ever realized, say, in the history of America, a president is going head-to-head banter with a private person? Currently, Elon Musk, on His Excellency Donald Trump. You saw what's going on. It's not that easy. So Emra and Donald Trump, and people be collapse in the business. But if you do the demonstration that is going to come out from government institutions onto the presidency, it's very wild. So people are not looking at these things. They are looking Lesser than that. But beyond that, there are a bunch of things that we'd have to consider. And yeah, easy, sir. And yes, what's in the money too. Just like I've said already. But and also just say we can't make things happen. Say Obeko on our own code. That's dependent on the government. But so what to say? Some people have started releasing communica. Formalities. I'm trying to make you understand. Formalities. Power is in the hands of the people. African count. That's one thing I want you to understand. Power is in the hands of the people. Apart from election, IBS is as a franchise. Africa is not part of it. After elections, everything depends solely on the government. That's why I'm trying to remind you, end SARS demonstration in Nigeria. The government ordered the military to come stand on the bridge and then open fire on the people. Celebrities in Nigeria and Che. Finance bill protest in Kenya. Look at the number of people that died. Ghana, I'm reminding you. Jilobi, look at the people that were arrested. You see? It tells you, say, it is all about intimidation. In Africa, when you start to think that the power is in your hand, you're going to be intimidated and it won't end well for you. And so I don't treat anybody say, Yentiasia, whatever thing we are doing, we should do it with much sense. If we have a demonstration to do, let's do it. We hope, say, we're going to be heard. But until then, I need you guys to understand a couple of factors that are at play right now that is going to be very hard for this particular person to lead this country. And Bucks, have a nice day.
So now that you have heard from the horse's mouth, I think it's becoming very clear that what you are seeing, part of it is envy, because I understand that Nigerians generally are doing excellently well in that country. And one question is, even if you are saying the people should go, I think at a point, the Ghanaians themselves should be able to differentiate between those who are legally staying in Ghana and illegal immigrants. I understand that in the past, we had the issue of Ghana must go. Of course, it had to do with Ghanaians who were staying in Nigeria illegally. Nigerian government never targeted Ghanaians who were having legal documents. So to that extent, I think those thousands of Ghanaian citizens who are on the streets may have been misled by the proponents of this agenda of the Eze Ndigbo must go, Igbos must go, Nigerians must go in Ghana. Because if they are appropriately educated and enlightened, they should know that if somebody is legally staying in a country, that you should respect the person's right. And again, even here in Nigeria, Ghanaians are still in Nigeria. And nobody in Nigeria is saying Ghanaian must go, because if actually you have your legal documents to stay in Nigeria, it will be wrong of any individual to start rising and asking to go. If an individual commits an offense known to law in the country where he stays, I think the laws are there, the security agencies are there to apprehend and prosecute, to act as deterrent to others. Not generalization, or rather trying to demoralize people for the purpose of, would I say hatred? Because that's what it turned out to look like. Because otherwise, there's no justification, logically speaking, that you can now say that every Nigerian in Ghana, or let's say every Igbo man in Ghana, is a bad person. That will amount to generalization of opinion. And for me, in my own opinion, it is wrong by our standard to generalize based on experience with one person. And in this case, all the wide allegation leveled against Nigeria, I understand that the human being as a person is evil-oriented, because the Bible said the heart of man is desperately wicked. That is not particular or restricted to Nigerians. Because when you accuse Nigerians of kidnapping, you accuse them of human trafficking, accuse them of prostitution, I know that it is a crime that can be seen in any part of the world. In the Western world, issue of course, the kidnapping is an English word, and in the Western world, you only see prostitution. Of course, I know it's money from those areas. So, if your laws are against what they are doing, the security agencies are there. If you have any information about anyone who have offended the law in any way, I think the right thing to do is to notify the security agencies. Arrest should be made. The person should be prosecuted in accordance with the law of the host community, or rather the host country. I think that is the right way to go, rather than what we are seeing currently that looks like a witch hunt, because perhaps Nigerians seem to be prosperous in that country. So for me, the Africa is, of course, if somebody have ECOWAS passport, and Ghana is among the economic communities of West African states, and the person is staying in Ghana, I don't think the person is illegal, or rather is illegally staying there. So, and I think our government should equally intervene to ensure that Nigerians who are doing legitimate business, going about their business legally, who have not offended the law of Ghana, do not fall into, will not fall victim of this current situation of Ghana, because the world is already a global village. Just like I said, we have people who are from Ghana in Nigeria, we have people who are from Ghana in other parts of the world. So how will the Ghanaians themselves feel if they start hearing Ghana must go in other parts of the world? I think this is a food for thought for everyone. Thank you very much. As we go on the street to get the reaction of Nigerians. Well, let us start from Ghana asking Nigerians to leave their country. It started with the Eze Ndigbo of Ghana, and at the end of the day, the thing snowballed into asking all Nigerians to leave Ghana. Remember that in the past, we had issues where there was a push for Ghana must go in Nigeria, and it looked like this back time.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are watching us from. I remember humble one and the only that Biafran evangelist, and I will continue to speak. And I will continue to speak that truth. And what is that truth? You know, one good thing deserves another. Are you hearing me? See, in the 80s, when Nigeria say Ghana must go, was it not 80s? They say Ghana must go. Nigeria never believed that a day like today will come where Ghana will rise to the top of their peak in terms of the economy and whatever, you know, to stand on their feet and at the same time ask Nigerians to do what? To go, pay back time. Pay back time. That is why I do tell people to play with caution, to be very, very careful the way you treat people. The way you behave, the hand you give your fellow man, maybe on the present situation or condition of that person. Be very, very careful, because tomorrow, nobody knows what tomorrow will be, because tomorrow is pregnant. Today, the Ghanaians are not asking Nigeria to do what? To go, because, come to think of it, Ghana is advancing and they are making meanings than Nigeria. You see why they are asking Nigerians to go? In terms of their economy and in terms of stability, you will see Ghanaians planning and trying to make sure that they have a very good living for themselves and a comfortable place as a nation. And they don't want the people that will come and corrupt it or destabilize it or dabaru the thing. And which they believe that the people that will do that are the Nigerians. And that is why you see Nigeria the dabaru, because they believe so far so good. Ghana a little bit now, they are still on the state of peace. They don't want the insecurity and the hunger and everything that is playing in Nigeria to, you know, influence on them. You understand? You see, the earlier the better. So they have to quit Nigerians so that they will have enough time to put in their country in order the way it should. Because Nigeria has failed. Despite all the resources that God has blessed Nigeria with, Nigerian leaders has failed to do the needful.
Let's look at how it started. It all started when they accused the Eze Ndigbo of Ghana of getting the position of Eze Ndigbo without the consent of their government, and the people started protesting that the man should drop that title. And as you have it, the man is still parading himself as the Eze Ndigbo in Ghana. But the larger picture is the life of Nigerians in that country is under threat.
Yes, actually, so far.
They are accusing about prostitution, robbery. How many of you vice?
My brother, when it comes to that, when you talk of prostitution back in the years here in Nigeria, many Nigerian women doesn't know what prostitution is all about. It was Ghanaians that taught them. To be frank, Ghanaians taught many Nigerians prostitution on how to prostitute. Yes, I'm saying it on media. Let them do the findings. Because I'm sure of what I'm saying. It was the Ghanaians that made Nigerian women to go into prostitution the way it is now. Are you hearing me? And at the same time, what the Eze Ndigbo have done, on the contrary, remember it is not your country. Neither are you living in a state that is yours. So for you to acquire some kind of titles, I believe that the local government of that place needs to be notified. The state government need to be notified. Then as well, if there is any possibility regard to the constitution of the Ghanaians, because that should be number one. Their constitution must be respected regard to any title of anybody. You understand? So long you are a stranger in that place, even if you are not a stranger, you are an indigenous of a place, the law of a state or a nation should be followed in whatsoever you are doing, or because in any entitlement you want to claim. So if the man, the Eze Ndigbo in Ghana, they not see the concept of the state governor and the concept of the local government, nor that of the president according to their constitution, so the man, what he did was wrong. Are you getting it? What he did was wrong. But whereby he welcomed others, that he notified them that they all are aware. He played according to the gallery of the constitution of that nation. Ghanaians or Ghanaian government doesn't have that right to do what? To ask Nigerians regard to that to go. And I want to say something again. If somebody commits a crime, should it be the reason that every other person should pay for it? If somebody offend the law, let the person face the law. You should not use it, affect other ones because of where they come from. Are you getting it? So that is my own take on that. So Ghanaians and their governments should play with caution.